Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I'm mainly making this video for one gentleman that I made him a file with 500 numbers because he asked me to, and it wasn't too much trouble, and it's this vector font. So for you, you're going to have to download that font to make this work, even with my file. But he said he's going to set it up like this with a grid mark of 7 by 5 deep, making 35 at a time. And I would have done circles and it really doesn't matter how many. Well, I guess it does. If you put 35 or 30, if you make circles like I made in a video the other day, and you only put 30, sure you have to open the lid a little bit more. And this is going to work. So I drew out a 4-inch coaster, and the grid mark would work. So for the person I'm doing the video for, if you will just, let's see what our nudge factor is. Let's set it on higher than that. Let's set it on 32, get it out of the way. So if you will, when you start with this file, if you would just, well, we need to set it back to 4 because I nudged that off 4 at a time. If you will start with this, of course you don't need the yellow coaster, and mark your grid marks, you could probably take away the top and the bottom line, but really and truly, if your laser is not perfectly aligned, you might want to leave the bottom and top line, because that way it's going to be a little bit more accurate. Now let's just move this back out of the way. And we set the nudge on 32 inches, which we could have got back, but I'm going to put it back. Whoop. Anyway, so I've got you 14 pages, well, really more than 14 pages. The 15th page, you can delete some of these numbers or just put just delete them. I thought you might want to do that yourself or whatever, but you could delete that. I've already sent you the file, so it doesn't really matter. And you could delete them by grabbing all this, but you're going to delete your lines, but just delete your all but 500, and then just remember where to put your disk. Instead of this way, you're going to put them this way. So the grid mark would be a good way. You could possibly use it again for something else that's 4 inches. It would mark it a little bit faster than marking 30 circles, because this is just going to go zip, 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 zip. And if this is your first video to watch, he's marking the back of a coaster that he evidently made with vector lines. So instead of engraving this, he's going to vector it. And I guarantee this would take, a little while to engrave, but this is going to vectors cut, especially the lower digits. When you get down to, when you're in the single digits or double digits, I mean, that's going to like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds and be done. So just set I would do a test, at 100, I'd go at 100 speed and then just mark your power up enough to mark it. And then you always could think about, if you don't like the way that looks to the test, raise your focus up a quarter or 1/8 of an inch, and you'll get a little bit bigger line, because when you're out of focus and you go up or down, but up mainly in this case, you're going to get a wider band of burn, and it doesn't take any longer, and it looks pretty cool. But anyway, that was kind of a fun project. I used Numberit by Box It, and it did the 500 like no problem whatsoever, ever. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.